Hi, it's Clyde from ManDate, and I'm up here on Guimas Island near Anacortes, Washington, where I've been living for about a month in the woods. So here's a song from the new ManDate record that's not recorded yet. Rattlesnake Lake in early summer, I was floating on my back like a baby otter. Old growth forest emerging from the water. Why does it feel like I've known you forever? Bombing down the mountain, born to run and screaming. I-90 West, just another homecoming. Man, I got so stoned I can feel my body glow. Gigi said, no man, that's just your aura showing. Got a strange feeling in it. Treading molecules for psychic waves. I got a strange feeling in it. Parallel lives running in one space. Longing for a life lived a little less lonely. Cast a single spell, you could look right through me. Baby, I'm a mountain, you can see me for miles. I got a real wild side. I cast a wicked shadow. How do molecules find their way together so that we can have ice cream and experimental records? You said something about how it all comes back to Michael. I picture him shredding violin in the cosmos. Got a strange feeling in it. Treading molecules for psychic waves. I got a strange feeling in it. Parallel lives running in one space. Word is a four-letter fuck, and now we're shredding. Sunshine is out on the lake, we're swimming. Time is a concept on which we're all traveling forwards and backwards in the same moment. Word is a four-letter fuck, now we're shredding. Sunshine is out on the lake, we're swimming. Time is a concept on which we're all traveling forwards and backwards in the same moment. Word is a four-letter fuck, now we're shredding. Sunshine is out on the lake, we're swimming. Time is a concept on which we're all traveling forwards and backwards in the same moment. Word is a four-letter fuck, now we're shredding. Sunshine is out on the lake, we're swimming. Time is a concept on which we're all traveling forwards and backwards in the same moment. Miss you guys. This is going to be another ManDate cover. It's called Oral History. I wrote the lyrics about like the AIDS epidemic, and I wrote this song because my friend Mark Mitchell was like, you don't know shit about what it used to be like for us, you know, as queer people living with AIDS. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna at least like try to read a lot of things and like try to understand and like talk to a lot of people who survived. And anyway, this song's called Oral History. My oral history, it's not just swap and spit, it's a generation fucking dead, willful ignorance. My oral history, disturbing story, it goes liberation, annihilation. You will be assimilated. You're too young to remember going dancing at the clubs. There were poppers, 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 and killer blowjobs. Bodies piled up, there were funerals every day. The question seems so simple, but the answer's far away. How to survive a plague, 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 how to survive a plague. It's not just swap and spit, it's a generation fucking dead, willful ignorance. My oral history, disturbing story, it goes liberation, annihilation. You will be assimilated. Ronald Reagan, coward of the country, with absolute power came absolutely nothing, cause silence equaled death for the junkies and the faggots and the workers of the night who dared to ask the question, how to survive a plague, 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 how to survive a plague.
Hey folks, this is Mark Mazik, the drummer and sometimes singer for the band ManDate. I'm glad you decided to drop by the Cruisin Records live stream festival, and I hope that you're enjoying what you've been hearing and seeing thus far, and that you stick around for the rest. So I am the drummer, as I said, and so I'm not going to do a performance-y thing. I could have probably figured out how to do that, but instead I'm just going to share some books with you, a little bit of a reading here and there. I'm a bit of a bookworm, and it's a good time to catch up on a lot of reading. So just going to go ahead and share some stuff with you that I think you should check out. All right, so first things first, let's go with a little bit of Rainer Maria Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet. It is also good to love, because love is difficult. For one human being to love another human being, that is perhaps the most difficult task that has been entrusted to us, the ultimate task, the final test and proof, the work for which all other work is merely preparation. That is why young people, who are beginners in everything, are not yet capable of love. It is something they must learn. With their whole being, with all their forces gathered around their solitary, anxious, upward-beating heart, they must learn to love. But learning time is always a long, secluded time. and therefore loving for a long time ahead and far on into life, is solitude, a heightened and deepened kind of aloneness for the person who loves. Loving does not at first mean merging, surrendering, and uniting with another person, for what would a union be of two people who are unclarified, unfinished, and still incoherent? It is a high inducement for the individual to ripen, to become something in himself, to become world in himself for the sake of another person. It is a great demanding claim on him, something that chooses him and calls him to vast distances. All right, so that's that. Next up, some Mary Oliver. Gonna do the classic banger, Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. All right. And I'm just going to wrap up by sharing the names of these amazing authors. There's so many amazing authors in the world, but I just figured I would pick this many to share with you. And so, yeah, Ijeoma Luo, awesome Seattle writer, writes about race and many other things, but just like super amazing. I think one of the most important writers we have going on right now on the planet. Ted Chiang, really awesome sci-fi writer, really weird and philosophical and deep in his work. Matilda Bernstein Sycamore, just an amazingly radical political mind that I just can't think of anything other than they're like literally like basically if there was such a thing as a glitter atom bomb that could take down capitalism, that's what they are. Yeah. And then Alyssa Washuta, awesome writer, native writer, who has a really awesome memoir called My Body is a Book of Rules. Check it out, it'll change your life. Octavia Butler, again, she'll change your life. Check out Parable of the Sower or Kindred. Audre Lorde, Sister Outsider, Sami, just like one of the pillars of radical Black feminism, intersectionality, all that kind of stuff. Just amazing stuff to read. And then last, James Lowen, who is a sort of radical historian who writes a lot about, he's sort of like Howard Zinni in terms of like writing about like the history that gets suppressed and sort of like trying to highlight that stuff. He's got a really great book called Lies My Teacher Told Me, and another good one called The Confederate and You, Confederate Reader. That's a really great book to know about and to read and to be able to like come back at people when they start saying stuff like the Civil War was not about slavery, because it's all right there in black and white and like the primary sources. So anyway, sort of nerdy, but just wanted to share all that stuff with you. All right, be well.
I'm gonna play one more song to round out our ManDate set, but it's gonna be your heartbreak song, and it's called Late Nights in the Lab. I want to play it because I'm up here on Guaymas Island near Anacortes, where I spent a lot of time in my college years, driving down here to see shows, and just this is like a less stressful song. I'll end our set on a less stressful note. After this, we're gonna show a music video we made at the Bellevue Arts Museum, and hope you enjoy it. I was 17, a student at the experimental college, late nights in the lab, AB roll edits, living off Luckies and marijuana, a shy party monster looking for trouble, driving to the IFAB to get to a show, or the reservation liquor when the others were closed, whiskey for my coffee for my early class, queer poli-sci a little over my head. I remember you, teacher at the experimental college, a tough queer femme with a political edge, hellbent on the ideals of social justice, teaching eco-feminist documentary production. Must have been lonely in that small town, you must have wanted so badly just to get the hell out. A single gay bar with a single drag queen, surrounded by your students with fake IDs. We sat that night after class, late in the lab. You shuffled papers from the students into one neat little stack and made a note on a list. Tapes you loaned out, these were just the little things from the times we hung out. I admit I had a crush that I slowly got over. I know I had questions like, had I been older? In the back of my mind in the video app, there's a knock on the door and you're holding a six-pack, 'cause I'm 17. Experimental college, late nights in the lab, AB roll edits, living off Luckies and marijuana, a shy queer kid looking for a role model, 17 at experimental college, late nights in the lab, AB roll edits, living off Luckies and marijuana, a young queer kid looking for a role model. That goes out to anybody stuck at home with their families that don't love them for who they are. Anyway, we'll figure out a way through this, but until then, check out this sweet ManDate music video we filmed at the Bellevue Arts Museum last year. It's maybe got a warning of like 300 penises in it. Good luck.
Surgery, cut out the cancer, forgot the question, but know the answer, rework the tragedy, puzzle out some new sensations, Picasso up the plot, drinking the sweet mutation, alternate the history, rework the ending, even if it just feels like pretending. The guilt will hunt you just like a noose. It's never here nor there. It's fucking everywhere. The scars may never go away, but that doesn't mean they own you. It can carry you forward, just like your bones do. Alternate the history, rework the ending, even if it just feels like pretending. Scars may never go away. As true as alchemy, you conjure up a new day. And if it doesn't kill you first, you'll find a new way. You'll find a new way. You'll find a new way. You'll find a new